Big up. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Capital G, capital O, capital D. Thank you for waking me up today and blessing me with another day. Of course, big up to wifey and kids, and big up to you guys, man. It has been a minute. Your boy has been sick for about a week, man. So streams were already hard to get to with the work schedule and everything going on, but a little illness didn't help matters anyway. But this is one I've kind of been wanting to do for a while. Just was doing a lot of DCS and trying to get some other streams in, fixed wing aircraft, but I could not stay away from the Miltech CH-47D Chinook from Microsoft, obviously, which we're in. This is literally the last military helicopter that I flew in Iraq from Al Asad Air Base to Baghdad International Airport. So we are going to be flying this helicopter today. We are going to be flying on Fort Irwin, California to start with, which is a duty station. It's where we're at now, actually. It's a duty station that I served in. You can see here with this tattoo here. You guys can see the horse, my tattoo. We're here. And so we're on this base. We're going to get a look and see if we can find this my patch here with the 11th Army Cavalry Regiment. So welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you, Coffee Man. Good to see you. Happy Saturday. Agent Posse's in the house, man. Yo, what up, my G? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Let us get on board this fine aircraft, and let me show you guys a few things. Today's stream is hopefully going to be really entertaining for you guys. I've been looking forward to doing it. So, alright, let us get on board to a cold and dark helicopter, and let's see if we can use it down just a little bit for now. We'll keep it going. Alright, so we're on the helicopter, cold and dark, and we are not loading troops right away. We're going to pick up troops here at one location. So let's just do a walkthrough of the helicopter. First officer side, captain's side here. Everything is cold and dark. We've already cycled our cyclic. Let's do our rudder pedals. And let's check free motion on the collective while the helicopter's off. Let's also take a look in the back here. Back is looking good, nice and empty. Here's the back ramp. Ramp is closed for now. We don't need it open just yet. And you can see it's in a configuration to carry cargo and troops because the side benches are all up. Let's come up here now and get ready to start this thing up. In the meantime, let us shut the music off and listen to the sounds of this Chinook. We are going to be using this EFB. There's not much we need to do now other than just turn it on. And you can see here this is from Miltech Simulations. Awesome piece of equipment. So we're going to come to the load. First thing we'll be doing, well, let's get the bird fired up, and then we'll talk about what we're doing here today, flying this Chinook. Again, guys, we are here on Bicycle Lake Airport on Fort Irwin, California, better known as the National Training Center. And this mountain right here in particular is a large mountain feature near the cantonment area of Fort Irwin, and it's known as Teefort Mountain. So this Teefort Mountain is actually a big mountain in the cantonment area, and out this way in the box, there's a lot of field out. That's what's one way to get to the field. It's out this way, many more miles, but we'll talk about that in the air here. This is also not only we're here on the ramp with a helicopter, but this is a dry lake bed right here. This is Bicycle Lake, and this is where the actual runways are. So if we come here to this map and somewhat zoom it out, these are actually, this is a dry lake bed. Now we can switch this, which will keep it in this, and now you can see in this format exactly how the runways run here in this dry lake bed. So we'll leave it here now for the map area. In the meantime, let us go ahead and get the bird on. We're going to do a quasi operational use of the checklist, but mainly we're not going to do the checklist just for time constraints. Okay, bird is off. Parking brake is set. Let's come up top now and get started. First things first, we're going to turn the battery on. After the battery is on, we want to go ahead and get the APU into the run position and also start the APU. So that'll be in the start position for a second until the spring is activated, which it already has. Let's sneak over here to the first officer side. Easier to get to our anti-collision lights since we are flying in the United States right now. And we'll get these actually to bright. And we'll keep the formation lights off. Now that the APU is spooling up, let's also get that APU generator on. And of course, let's bring it back to the captain side, our side. Now we need to get our transfer pumps on, 1 and 2, which we have already done. And now we're going to sneak back over to the first officer's side, and we're going to do our lamp test. Okay, lamp test on the annunciator. All the advisories are coming on. That is good to go, man. Next, we are going to come up top here to the overhead console, and we're going to get our fan doors open, or on, I should say. Now that the fan doors are on, we are going to turn the left fuel tanks on, since we'll be starting engine 1 first, and we're also going to turn that crossfeed on. And before we actually confirm anything else with our start, we are going to observe that the ramp is clear and available for start, which it is, and we are going to call out start at this time. We're going to take the left engine knob here, and we are going to put it into the ground mode, and then because we're starting the left engine, of course, we are going to put the engine start to the left. Okay, immediately as that happens, you can come out and see that the blades are going to start turning themselves. They spin in the opposite direction, which nullifies the torque. That's why there's no tail rotor. Alright, as those rotors come alive, one thing we need to pay attention to is this transmission oil pressure here. Before we can put the first engine into the flight mode, we must get this needle to at least this red tick mark here, so let's wait for that. Alright, she's doing just fine. And bada bing, bada boom, we are successfully at the indicated line. Now we put the helicopter into the flight mode. And we'll allow that engine to come up a little bit more. Transmission oil pressure continues to rise. Now we can turn the fuel pumps on for the right engine, and we're going to repeat the process. Round 2 on. And starting the second engine, and the key is for the transmission oil pressure to be past the second tick when we go into the flight mode for the second engine. So we'll do that. We can see oil pressure is coming up. Everything's looking good here. We're going to be looking for temps to rise. We got NG on the move, and we are past that tick mark, so we can go ahead and put this into the ground mode there. Alright, so far so good, guys. Here in a second, we'll get our generators on. Alright, let's also get you guys some flight controls on. Okay, engines 1 and 2 are stabilizing. We're still looking for temperature, but what's going to happen is it's going to be degraded until we get the APU off as far as full power. So let's get the generator on. Let's get the APU generator off, and now the APU can come off. Now, as we're observing the annunciator panel, we've got the parking brake in green. We've also got this EAPS 1 and 2 fail, as well as the AFCS 1 and 2, which are aircraft control systems. So we're going to come up here to the EAPS. Now we're going to close both doors for engine 1 and 2. And then we're going to come to this panel right here, and we're going to put that into both. And now you guys can see that we have a clear annunciator panel. Let's see. Alright, we are doing good. We'll get to this here in a second. Let's let's lock that track R there for a second, because I need to log us on to the VATSIM network. That's one thing I forgot to do. Okay, so far just Albuquerque Center and Oakland Center, so we're doing good. No ATC to be sweating down our neck, but we'll still show you how to get comms going there, just in case you guys need to on this bird. And yeah, so we're doing good there. Alright, so we're doing good there, guys. So now that we've got those systems on, the helicopter is up and running. Let's observe how much fuel that we have in here. We've got 3,374 pounds of fuel, which will be good for everything we're doing on this first run. Retired firefighters in the house, man. Big up to you, my G. Good to see you, fellow veteran in the house, man. It's been a while, man. So I'm getting excited about Flight Sim Expo. A few more days, and I'll be in Vegas with a bunch of the homies down there. But we'll talk about that, guys. All right, so let's get the rest of the helicopter up and running. Let's slide over to the first officer side here. We're going to get our transponder on, of course. Oops. My bad. We're going to go here and then there. And, of course, we're going to be 1200, so let's get TARA on all the way. Now, what I've noticed is this is not fully connected with the client, so you got to watch out if you need them to give you actual squawk Charlie or ident. You'll have to probably use the client for that. We're going to come down here and we're going to get our FM radio on. And this is the one that you'll actually be controlling your communications with VATSIM, this analog one here. Let's also get our VHF radio on, our second one over here, FM modulated here. And as you can see, this radio here is already on. You're going to get that to main or both. And there you go. Also, this apparatus here, you can take this and turn it over and get it turned on for the nav. Have fun, Mug. Yes, sir. Roger that. Appreciate that. Okay, we got that on, guys. And we are doing good, man. Alright, so here in a second, guys, the first thing we've been ordered to do is pick a Humvee up and bring it over to the helipad area, sling load it, and then from there we're going to get some troops and we'll talk about a few different things. So, guys, we're good to go. Let's switch this to Unicom. And 122.8. Okay, we're good there. And then I'll just reaffirm that we don't have anybody else on, as far as ATC is concerned. Yeah, just Oakland Center, nobody else. We're good to go. So we don't even have to worry about anything, folks. Alright, let's go ahead and take off. Again, we are on Fort Irwin, California. This is where I was stationed at for some time. I got my sergeant stripes here. And again, we're going to be looking for this patch right here. Okay, this is the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment patch that's tattooed on my left arm. And this is the base that we're at. So let's go out and take a quick look at the terrain here. Alright, so here we are, Bicycle Lake at the ramp. This is Bicycle Lake itself. This is just a paved ramp. This is T4 Mountain, and out this way is the training area, and back this way to the southwest will be the cantonment area where family housing's at, all of the units, all the operations. So the first thing that we're going to actually do, we're going to come over to the airport here, get a Humvee, and we're going to transport it to the helipad. So let's make that happen, folks. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, we'll get over there and do the flight plan. We'll do the flight plan over there. So in the meantime, let's just get over on this lake and do what we got to do. So let's go ahead and get ready to come up. Okay, track IR on, tow brakes held, parking brake is off, and up we go. Alright, so up we go, guys. We're just going to come over here and pick up a Humvee. show you how, guys. So we're going to sling load this Humvee, and then I'll give you guys, you know, we'll bring you into the pad, and I'll be explaining places about the base. I actually used to finish my PT test 2-mile run here by Bicycle Lake, and I'll show you the road here in a second. Alright, so we're going to just pretty much put her down. We're going to turn around and put her down over here. Just spin around a little bit. So we're actually facing Bicycle Lake. Alright, here we go. She's definitely one of the better helicopters to slide over. In Microsoft, in my opinion, I can attest to that. She's really fun to fly. Bit of a chore, a little different on how the flight controls respond, but nonetheless a complete joy to fly. Alright, so let's start our descent here so we can go get this Humvee. Alright. Okay, we are down. Now that we're getting the Humvee, I'm going to go ahead and put the parking brake up. Hey, baby. Alright, so parking brake. Zatos is in the house, man. What's good, Zato, man? Good to see you, my G. Now we're going to use this EFB, or electronic flight bag. We're going to go to load, and we're going to come to external, and we are going to load up a Humvee. So now it's asking us to put the hook in tandem. So we got to come up top here and switch the hook to tandem. And let's get a visual. Yeah, good to see you, man. Zato's for real, man. It's been a minute, homeboy. For real, for real. Alright, so let's come over here. Now here's the Humvee that we're going to pick up. So let's go outside so we can see it relative to the helicopter. So we're in this field here. We're going to get this Humvee and sling load it and bring it to the helipad in the cantonment area. Digital Merc is in the house, man. What's good? Alright, so in order to get the Humvee, y'all, we're going to have to hold the hover about 25 feet over the Humvee for about 5 seconds, and then the ground crew will actually hook it up. When I used to do this in real life, you got a person there with a hook, you got to ground yourself, and you've got other guides, not to mention the flight crew on the helicopter, that are going to bring you, help guide the pilot to make sure they gets the hooked everything hooked up appropriately. So, in lieu of us having the ground crew, this red dot is actually the Humvee. So I'll get us into a hover, we'll get it into the green zone. We need to be about anywhere between 15 to 45 feet, but we'll try to keep it right here between 30 and 25 feet. So let's get the Humvee now. So we're going to come up and grab the Humvee, nice and easy. Alright, let's slide over so we can actually see the Humvee. Alright. Let's steady her down. Alright. Give us some nice, easy movements, nice, slow movements. Sometimes I end up having to do a go-around because, you know, you really got to practice hover using visual. So there's that Humvee just under the floor glass there. Let's ease up into it. Holding a lot of pressure on the cyclic right now. We're just going to ease forward until we get a nice connection. And we also have to watch our height. So we're going to keep it about right here. Just ease right into the circle here. Okay, we're in the circle, so let's arrest some of our height. And okay, we got the Humvee hooked up, so now we can take off. Let's come up a little bit, and as I'm ascending slowly here, let's get a look at what it looks like. Okay, so we've got the Humvee now. Now you got to be careful on your turns. You got to be really careful on your turns because the hook can break. So guys, let's start the tour process. So we're not going to go extremely fast because you got to keep in mind there is a significant amount of movement on the sling. So we are departing now, guys, basically out to the west-southwest. We're going to follow the roads, though, because I'll show you where I finished my PT test, and I'll give you guys a tour of where I used to work and all that good jazz. You got to be careful with these tandem rotor engines. They are extremely powerful. Alright, so let's start a slight little right turn here. Just keeping the speed nice and slow. So this road that you see now coming right underneath the helicopter, that's the road that leads to Bicycle Lake Airport itself. And this is also the road where I finished my PT test 2-mile run at. So let's make the turn here now. Now we're on this road and we're not far from the cantonment area where all the operations and the families live. I was stationed here for a few years. This was my first cavalry assignment. Duty station prior to the National Training Center was the 175th Maintenance Company in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Okay, now we're pretty much approaching Fort Irwin Road. The road going that way eventually turns to, you know, trails out to the box or the training area. The road inbound leads to the base. So this road here I used to run for my PT test. Alright, let's pick up a little bit of speed here. So I ran this whole road right underneath us for the PT test. And this first set of buildings off to the left, that's where I used to work as a mechanic by trade. I was trained as a 63 Whiskey, which is a all-wheel vehicle repairer. And then when I made E6, I turned into a 63 Hotel and up. So that's the little motor pool area there. I mean, it's, you know, using satellite imagery at its best, so it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it looks pretty accurate to me. Not to mention it's been over almost 25 years since I've even been here. Working here anyway, so lots changed. Now we're starting to get into the cantonment area. Off to the right you can see those are houses, and let's go to the heliport over here. This is where we're going to drop the Humvee off, and this is also kind of where I did a lot of PT. So we're going to slide over right now to the heliport, and then we'll continue going on. Today's first initial part of the mission, we are going to be flying from Fort Irwin, California with some troops over to a place in Victorville, California. It's a logistics airport. From there, we'll drop the troops off there, and then we're going to continue on to March Reserve Base in Southern California, and we're going to follow the I-15 corridor past the Cajon Pass. All right, guys. So we still got our rusty dusty Humvee at the bottom. So we're gonna let this Humvee down here now at this helipad. Now here at this helipad, this is where the troop medical clinic is and the base hospital. And as you can see, there's the patch that I showed you guys on my arm. When we land, I'll show it to you. But there's the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment patch right off our nose. That's the tattoo I was just showing you guys on my arm. We'll land the Humvee there, and then we'll put the helicopter in the H, and then we'll come look at the patch. Alright, so let's make our final approach here to drop this Humvee off. And then once we take a look at all that, we'll get our flight plan in and definitely get ready to make our journey across the desert to Southern California, which will be fun. And we'll also be, you know, pointing out landmarks and common paths. Anybody that's been to California, especially from Vegas to, let's say, like LA or San Diego, everyone's going to be familiar with this, the route that I'll be showing you guys. Now, as we get lower, of course, there's no special scenery here other than satellite imagery, so it gets a little shaky. But this whole area here is actually concreted in real life. Yeah, memory lane, yes, sir. All right, so we're going to touch... We got to wait for the EFB to let us know the Humvee's been released. Because obviously in a sling load operation, you would have ground crew waiting to receive the Humvee in a sling load. Or you would just drop it and then drop the cable. But there's going to be somebody on the ground ready to receive the vehicle. So, all right, a little lower here. Got to keep a hover pretty much. Okay, you can see vehicle's been released. And even the flight physics of the helicopter changed. So we're going to just keep some of those same flight physics for ourselves. And we're going to land right here in the H. And then we'll look at the patch and compare some things. Alright, folks. And then we'll put the flight plan on. And then we'll get going out of Fort Irwin. And I'll point out a few things as we depart the base. Very small base. 30 miles in the middle of nowhere. It's basically 30 miles. Closest town is Barstow, California, which is also pretty much small town. All right, let's set her down here. All right. So we made it down, parking brake is on, and let's check ourselves out. Okay, landed right in the H. Now let's come here and go check this Humvee out. So here's the Humvee that we dropped off, that we just transported. And look, here's the patch on my arm. Alright folks, look at that. That is the same patch. If you look down, that's the same patch on my arm. There's the horse right there, that you guys can see. Well, that is the 11th Army Cavalry Regiment, and I was surprised when I came out here that the satellite was able to catch that, because on this tarmac here, they have several different patches of the units that operate there. So the 11th ACR is one, and I'm not particularly familiar with what unit these are because I didn't serve in those. But some of these, I can tell you this patch up here, this is the base unit. So this unit here, with this patch right here, which really didn't come in too hot, is actually the unit that is responsible for all the admin. I used to do PT on this field here, and I used to have housing back off in this area here. He says, yes sir, all the way. You know what I'm talking about, retired. And again, it's not called it anymore, but it was Weed Army Community Hospital. One of my daughters, who's now in the Air Force, was born here. And then over here was the Troop Medical Clinic. And you got more housing there. The gun ranges and a bunch of ranges are back off this way. So anyway, I figured since we're taking the Chinook, we would leave from an Army base. That's what we're doing. It's time to load troops though now, guys. Time to load the troops. So let's get ourselves back on board. Let me just make sure that camera stays with us in case I try to use it again and it's like, oh, okay, good. All right, perfect. All right, so now what we have to do, guys, is we have to come here. We're going to take the Humvee off because we're no longer going to do that. And now we're going to put some troops on. But before we do that, let's open up the door. So this is generally how we loaded this aircraft, was through this rear cargo door. So that door is down, and then all we got to do now, folks, is come here to load, and then we're going to select internal and troops. And I just felt the helicopter dance a little bit. Let me check fuel, see if I'm going to add any fuel to this thing. 3,038 pounds. We'll check it in Victorville. I think we'll be okay to make it that. I think we'll be okay to make it there. So now now you can see here another satellite image of where we're at. This is the halo pad. There's the field. We came from this direction. This is Fort Irwin Road. So now we can come to the back, and you can see we got the troops on board. Troops are all loaded up. So what we can do now, folks, is we're gonna ride with the door. That actually how we rode with the door. So let's make the door level. So if you were to go outside and see what that looks like, and then we're gonna put this slide in because we don't need that for traveling with the troops. So let's fold the slide in, I believe is what we need to do. Or no, that's extending it. We need to fold it in. Or is it in? See, level, extend. This part is supposed to slide in and out. This is for more vehicle loading. So let me go back in. We got level, full. Let's see, top. I believe that's what we needed. There we go. Now you can see this part is in. So usually one of the crew chiefs would be here strapped in with a gun hanging out the back in order to provide some type of security for the helicopter. So essentially he would be hooked into this little strap right here, basically just dangling back with his weapon. And anytime you're in combat of this aircraft, you're going to put your bulletproof vest on the ground because the bullets are going to come from the floor. So anyway, then you've got flight crews, the flight crew chief walking around checking different panels on the helicopter to make sure the hydraulics are acting correctly. Okay, so for now, folks, let's come here and let's get our flight plan coming. Let's get our flight plan banging in. So we're going to do K, B, by S, Bicycle Lake. We'll enter that. Then we'll go to the Logistics Airport, Southern California Logistics. We'll enter that. And then we'll add our last waypoint, which is going to be K-Riv, which is Moreno Valley's March Reserve Air Base. And there you can see March ARB, so we'll enter that. And now we've got a nice little flight line that we can adhere to, and we'll be monitoring it because I'll be skewing from the flight path just a little bit, but we'll have our overall direction of flight that we need to get there. And then from there, we'll be passing Apple Valley, that's Palmdale over here, and then we're going to be going on the Cajon Pass. So I hope you guys are ready for this, man. Alright, so let us get out of here. We got the troops on board. We got our flight plan. Nobody can tell us nothing. Let's put the map here. And up we go. Again, looking at the fuel. Where are we at with fuel? 29.93. I think we're going to begin to go to at least get to Victorville. That's where we'll land the troops. All right, let's go, folks. a little bit of altitude. And we'll leave the base basically right here on Fort Irwin Road. I used to watch helicopters all the time as they landed here at this heliport while I was like waiting at the troop medical clinic. Alright, here we go. We're going to take a right here so we can be over Fort Irwin Road. This is going to lead us straight out of the base, folks. Alright, you can see we're going past some more housing here. Yeah, roger that, terrible guitarist. Yeah, it's actually quite an entertaining, man, to come back. I'm just going down memory lane. So now we're going to depart. Now, one thing that I wish they had been able to get is at the top of this road where the entrance gate to the base is, there's an area called Painted Rock. And all units that come to train on Fort Irwin, Marines from the UK, the United States, the Canadian Army and Marines, not to mention all of our Army and other forces that are ground forces, they come to the National Training Center for desert warfare training, obviously, which is a huge theater in the world, in which I went to the Middle East and served as well. But now we're over Fort Irwin Road, and you can't really see the gate here, but just coming up to the top is where Painted Rock would be. Every time I fly, I mean, so yeah, I never saw it, and it's been years, so they might have made some changes. But Painted Rock, the gate was over here, and this would have been Painted Rock here, down in that area, but I don't see any Painted Rock, so I'm sure the satellite imagery was unable to, for lack of better words, you know, pick it up, that type of detail. Alright guys, so we're out of the base, on our way. Beautiful scenery. There's another dry lake bed in which sometimes if we had to bring our HETs or palletized load systems, PLSs, HEMITs, wreckers, whatever it would, we would go across this dry lake bed because the vehicles were not allowed to be on Fort Irwin Road due to their weight. They would tear the road up basically. And this is the only road in and out of the base. It's 30 miles straight to Barstow, and I've actually field marched this road with 100 pounds on my back to the Veterans Home every Christmas. 40-mile road march that I used to do. So we'll kind of just come to this dry lake bed. Now, if you continue driving Fort Irwin Road this way, basically perpendicular with a couple curves, you'll end up hitting I-15. Fort Irwin is only 2.5 hours away from Las Vegas. So if you guys want to get a view from what it looks back from that back gate, you come here, and this is what it would look like. Alright, so let's start making our right turn out of here, folks. Now we're more focused on getting on course, which we're doing now. So we'll stabilize the heading to say this. And then we are also going to come down here, folks, and we're going to put this on the GPS. And now I've got distance and I've got a heading. I've got a bearing indicator here that I can follow. So that's what we'll do, folks. Now we've got some guidance here and we're 100% cruising along. It's going to be quite the ride. We're not going to get too much altitude here. I am going to trim the helicopter out though so we can get a little bit easier flying for me. Now you got to be careful too with this helicopter because As you can see, about 160 knots is max speed, where you don't want to be overtaking the airframe. Stay on course here. One thing about the Chinook inputs is that the engines don't respond as fast as you would think they would on the input of you using the collective. Yeah, roger that. I like them Bushbirds too, terrible guitarist. Okay, somebody's transmitting. Hot mic, no transmission. Yeah, these helicopters are quite fun, y'all. And like I said, this was the last helicopter that I flew on in the military. I've been on Hueys, Chinooks, and Blackhawks primarily. Okay, we got some good speed. We're about 145-ish. We're going to cut through the lowest part of this upswing here. And we've got about 40 miles till our first stop. Now, after we do this first place and we get to March Reserve Base, this sim, or this mod, also comes with missions. So we'll run some of these missions here afterward if we still got time on the stream, and we'll check a few things out. In the meantime, y'all, we got quite a bit of flying to do here. Get you guys some music. Stuck mic, stuck mic. Somebody's got a mic stuck open. Hot mic, I repeat. Stuck mic. Yeah, go for hot mic, right? Hot mic, station 1228. I repeat, there is a hot mic, station 122.8. Let's go and just change us by one frequency here. That'll do it. There we go. And this bird too, it takes a few minutes for the frequency change to be realized. Alright, we are doing fabulous, guys. On our way to the first destination for this first part of the stream, which is right on over to the logistics airport in Victorville, California. We'll get some more hip tunes, I guess, if you will, soon enough. Now, believe it or not, this Chinook is one of the fastest helicopters. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the speed a little bit. Let me see what my fuel flow burn is. Doing good here, 2,635 pounds of fuel. Scott's in the house, man. What's going on with you, my big G? Good to see you, fam bammers. Looking forward to getting some flying time in with you again when we can. Just doing a little trim here. Alright, so I was a little off, so we're just trying to pick up the line again so we can be straight on. Yeah, me too, Scott. I cannot wait for the Chinook and the map. Yeah, Scott, man. In case you guys don't know, Scott V, he plays DCS with the homies. I've flown with him. He's a great pilot. Yeah, this is the D model. You're absolutely right. This is the D model for sure. Yep, not the glass cockpit, but yeah, definitely this is the D model here. F model, nice. So, Scott, is the Chinook and DCS, we got the glass cockpit, right? Oh, Scott said he worked on both. So this was Scott's baby right here. Matter of fact, Scott, I think you're in the back. Let's check you out. There goes Scott right there. There goes Scott and his homies. Oh, man, you guys are crazy, man. All right, y'all, we rocking. We only got 29 more miles to go to our first landing, and then we'll be picking up. We'll be lifting a helicopter, a UH-60 down to March Reserve Base. He said, "I see me." Yeah, because I was sitting right next to you in the back too, Scott. My G. Big up, Scott, man. It's good to see you on stream, homie. Like I said, we got to fly again soon. Guys, Flight Sim Expo is coming at you guys real soon. Roger that. My man was sleeping on his duffel bag with his web gear on. Guys, Flight Sim Expo is this week. I'm excited. Me and my oldest daughter are going. Yeah, should be a good time. So if you guys are going to the expo, man, come check your boy out and let's have a conversation. Alright, so anyway, like I said, this thing has different missions that we can do. So on the back half of the stream, if we get bored, we can run in some of these exercises here. But in the meantime, let's jump the map back up and kind of see what's going on here. Alright guys, we got 26 miles to go. Let's pick up a little speed here. Add just a little bit more power. See if I can trim this thing to the right. Roger that, retired. Yes, sir. I bet you miss it, retired. Bet you miss it. Yeah, I flew on plenty of Chinooks when I was with the 3rd ACR as well. I was flying on their Chinooks and their Blackhawks and the aviation company. Man, good times, boys. Good times. Good times. Alright. Almost pushing about 150. Just nose this thing down a little bit. Yeah, when I went, I never was stationed in Germany, but I went for training in Heidelberg, Germany. Heidelberg, small little German town. Pretty soon, guys, we're going to be picking up the I-15. After we leave the logistics base, we're going to veer off because I want to take you guys down the Cajon Pass. It's a blast to fly. So if you guys have ever traveled from Las Vegas to Southern California, once you leave the high desert in Victorville, you go down the Cajon Pass. We're going to be doing the Cajon Pass. So soon we'll be getting into Apple Valley. Yes, sir. Roger that, retired. Roger that. So soon we're going to get into Apple Valley. So this here is Apple Valley Airport, and this is the Victorville Airport, if you will. And you can see there's other air traffic right here. Let's see if that person is still doing hot mic. Yeah, they're still hot micing it. You can hear the static in the background. Alright guys, we've got 18 clicks to go here. Doing good, fam bammers. Like we got a little bit of haze there. Alright, back on course. Should be getting to the logistics center here shortly. About 13 miles to go. Should be just over this mountain system here. And then guys, we're going to be loading up a helicopter into the cargo bay. Hot mic 1228, hot mic. It's like a little haze here. So man, yeah, Flight Expo's coming, man. Anybody in the chat, are you guys going? Let me know. What day are you getting there? I'll be getting there Thursday, staying pretty much all day, all the way up until Sunday, and departing. I only live 5.5 hours from there, so I'll be driving. All right. We are riding along nice, fam bammers, making it happen. nice little roll going now, my G's. Okay, mileage wise, we're at about 7. So let's stay low with this little bit of fog. Start slowing the speed back slightly. As we get ready to pull into Victorville's Logistics. Then we're most certainly going to pick up I-15. About 4 miles. Should start getting a visual of it here soon. Down to 3. Alright, let's start bringing our burn down. Almost there, folks. Okay, we've got the logistics center here in sight. Light is on. Thank goodness. Nice and easy. We'll come in and do a nice little loop. Figure out where we can land this bad boy. Believe it or not, I've never even landed here. made it to the Victorville Logistics area. Seems to be quite of a slope here. Over here and see if we can land these little pads over here. This for a second, increase visibility. Alright. I'm going to land on the dirt over here to be on the safe side. Sometimes Microsoft, but it doesn't really recognize. I thought this area would actually be better approved. But we're just going to touch down right in this dirt area. Okay, that's pretty level. Alright, let's bring her down here for our first stop. Hey, baby. Baby says she is here. Appreciate you, baby girl. Helicopters land into the wind. I should have got some type of weather report, but it's kind of hard to do. This is more of a hands-on situation here. So let's just touch her down here and see what we get. Winds seem to be stable here. Alright, nice smooth butter touchdown. Parking brake is set. Let's take a look and see how we did, man. Not bad at all. Alright, so let us get these troops off. Alright, troops are off. And we were going to simulate doing a UH-60, but we'll do that when we get to the base. So let's come back here, and this time we are going to be transporting a medevac. Oh man, I gotta see that, Scott. The man said he got a tattoo of a Chinook. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so the slide comes out, and then we want the ramp at full. Okay, now we're just saying we got some medevac soldiers here. They got hurt in the training accident, and we're going to be taking them that way, so that's back up. So let's get the ramp here. Get that folded in, and we'll get this back to level. Alright, y'all, so let us get the map going back here. Let's also make sure we're going to get our next direct waypoint. So we're going to go direct to, let's go back. Let's go flight plan. It should just have us following that. Now that we're coming down there, so hopefully we do that. So there's Palmdale. Let us get a little sip of water, mates. Alright. Now we're going to get up in the air and we're going to go ahead and take a look for the I-15. Let me see if we can get an idea. So there's the Apple Valley Airport. So if you come up here, what you're seeing there is the Apple Valley Airport. Let's see if we can pick up the highways here. So basically we need to be traveling south. Okay, we'll pick it up. We'll find the Cajon Pass. Alright, let's check fuel out. Fuel is 1965. We're good to go. Alright, let's go. We got our peeps on board. It's time to bounce, y'all. Alright. Nice departure out. Let's get some altitude here. Alright, just doing a loop, so that's I-15 right below us, guys. So we're going to turn now south and follow that artery. Alright, y'all, let's go to the Cajon Pass and have some fun, fam bammers. Then we'll run some of these missions. Alright, y'all, let's ride. So guys, now we're going to be heading down I-15. We're going to get into Victorville here, and we are 100% going to go down the Cajon Pass, fam members. Somebody please help Andy. Yeah, I don't know. My man is always asking about his graphics cards. Okay, you know you're in the right direction to find a 15. There goes those wind turbines. There goes those wind turbines turning there. Alright, so we officially found the I-15, y'all. now we're going to get into Victorville, California, folks. A little hazy here, but then we're going to go down the Cajon Pass into Southern California. We're still in the high desert right now. Roger that, Andy. He said these helicopters fly over his river all the time. So now we're over the I-15. Now it's time to have some fun. It says in his city. Off to the right will be the Victorville Mall. Let's see if we passed it already. Good old Victorville. Alright. Keep, okay, so Victorville Mall area is right here to the right. There goes the Victorville shopping areas here that we're passing over. Greg Hill's in the house, man. What up, you my G? Good to see you, Greg. More shopping areas here, of course. All right. Guys can see what they're seeing on the back. Got the medevacs there. Alright, y'all. We getting close to that Cajon Pass, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon, Greg, at the expo, man. A few more days, big homie. Flight crew will be together, fam bammers. There's another mall area here. Office Max, PetSmart, little strip mall. You know, all the civilians down there like, what is that military helicopter doing up there? So again, anybody going from Vegas to SoCal, you guys pass this all the time. How do you like the shifter on the PXN? It's pretty good. I mean, so far so good. I do plan to get some new equipment eventually, but so far so good. Alright guys, we're making good time. We're about to have some fun in this Cajon Pass. So now we're in Hesperia, which is south of Victorville. Alright, don't forget, back half of the stream, we'll probably take this and run some missions. I'll probably restart the sim quick before we run those missions, and we'll get a land and replay in there coming up here shortly. Would you trust a cheap $70 wheel stand for basic? I mean, it just depends if it works for you. Uh-oh. Felt like we had... Okay, we're losing an engine. We lost an engine. Alright, we're gonna have to set her down. Alright, we actually lost an engine, folks. Man, something is not right, y'all. We are going down, man. Alright, let's try to slow it down. Let's land this thing and figure out what's cracking. Gotta make it quick before we lose complete power. Engine failure, folks. Let's get her down. Figure out what's going on here. Alright, she's down. What is popping here? Let's see. Deck 1, engine 2, engine 3 fell, reverse, hydraulics 1. Man, what happened? Alright. Let's see if we can restart them. I don't know why we got all this jazz going on here. At least we got a quick landing here before something else happened. Alright. Let's get the APU on. Okay, APU starting up. Let's get the APU generator going on. Alright, let's roll back on both engines. And APU is already on. Yeah, that was the strangest thing. We just, we were doing good and then we had a loss of engine power. And I don't think this has a rotor brake. So it's going to take a minute for these things to pipe all the way down. Oil pressure, everything is rolling back. And the conditions are in the stop mode. Yeah, it's the craziest thing ever. You know, I had Sky Dolly going. I wonder if Sky Dolly causes it to make that problem. Hey, your hair is growing back. Roger that. Yeah, see, blades are still spilling. I wonder if that's just a malfunction in the aircraft there, because look, the blades, they're still rotating hard, man. Blades are still going. Strange. Check something out here. Good thing is we didn't crash. Look, annunciator is all lit up. Left engine is completely down. Right engine is still more elevated than the left. Oil pressures are about the same. And look, she shut down. She shouldn't be doing any of this, so We're gonna have to probably go with a full shutdown. Let's get the fuel out of there. Get all those fuel off. It might just be a glitch. Alright, APU off. Let's go battery off.
Couldn't find valid airport data at this position. Services are not available.
Look, it's still running. It's still running, so what we'll do is I'll reload Microsoft really quick, y'all. So give me a second, and then we'll just run one of those missions. We'll already be... we'll start out from Apple Valley is what we'll do. Let me leave it here and see if those blades cut off really quick before I do that. So let's get me off there, and let's just see what happens, because the blades look like they're piping down. Let's see if they shut all the way off and if we can get a start really quick. While it does that, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back with y'all. Okay, fam bammers, I am back, and it looks like we definitely got the bird shut down, so let's see if we can get her back on. And if not, we'll just, I won't restart the sim. I will 100% do something different here. Let's get the music down slightly. We won't turn it off though, since we're jamming here. Let's get it down just a little bit more. Alright, you guys, well, first of all, we got to get this guy down to the air base there. They need some help, man. Alright, so let's see if a full restart will do it for us, guys. We're going to go battery back on. APU in the start position. That's not what I wanted to do. APU generator on. No. think that's what's going on here. There we go. I don't want that to happen. Okay, there we go. We got the blade stop. Cool, cool, cool. That's what we wanted. Blade stop. Let's recheck our fuel. 16, 13. Good to start. And let's get our doors or our fans back on. Okay, hydraulic pumps. Let's recycle those. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's get the fuel back on for the left side. Boom, boom, boom. Bada boom, bada boom. Hook doesn't really matter. Let's get the hook back to all, and let's restart the left engine. Okay, blade is turning. That's good. Alright, again, we're gotta look for that transmission oil pressure. Let's also cycle this thing here back to the off position. Gonna wait for that oil pressure to get where it needs to be. Takes a while. Alright, gotta wait for it to get to the first line here. You can see it's halfway up. Okay, it's right to the red line. Alright, let's see if we get everything to continue to rise. Oil PSI seems still static. See, it's still not at 100%, so we're still not in the clear. Let's see what we get for engine 2, y'all. Let's go fuel pumps on. Okay. Look, one is rolling back. You see that? One completely failed on us. Look how 2 comes up. But then oil pressure comes back down. Okay, pressure's still coming up. I wonder if it had something to do with me leaving the starter on the whole time. Yeah, complete engine failure here, y'all. Not looking good, man. Alright, so this helicopter is pretty much dead in the water, y'all. So let's do you guys something solid here, because I'm a nice guy. We're gonna have to restart, not the sim, just we're gonna reload. So let's bring you guys into this screen really quick. I honestly, the other day I was doing a replay. With the Sky Dolly, and I did have that on, so I think that has something to do with the unresponsiveness of the helicopter. So we'll get it fixed up really quick. My G's will start at, let's see, APV, I think it is. Yeah, Apple Valley. All right. We're still going to go down the Cajon Pass, y'all. We can't miss that part before we do the other missions. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. All right. Let's try this again, fam bammers, with a better helicopter. Bye, y'all. All right, y'all. See? We're not giving up. Let's get it back on and cracking, y'all. All right. Back with the old rusty, dusty Chinook. Let's finish our Cajon Pass situation. Let's get back on board, and let's get our EFP going. And let's go door. Let's go, we said we're going to fly with it level. Yeah, I honestly think that Sky Dolly had something to do with it, y'all. So whatever you do, don't run Sky Dolly. Let's also get our load back on there. We had troops, but troops been dropped off, man. Let's bring us a Humvee down there inside this time. So let's see what that looks like on the outside. Now we got a Humvee in the actual Chinook. Alright, let's get this bad boy started. Okay, let's cycle flight controls. Let's get those flight controls back on for you guys. Let's cycle those, man. Right and left. Toe brake. Looking good. Alright, let's do it again, y'all. Here, let's shut the music down here for a second all the way. All the way for this one. I like to hear the noises, man. Call me a av geek, if you will. Okay, battery on. APU to start. Brake is set. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright. APU on. Transfer pumps. Fan doors on. Anti-collision on. Position of bright. Transfer crossfeed. Fuel pumps on. And starting the left engine. Boom. Alright, so as that's happening, don't forget we have to wait for the transmission oil pressure to do what it needs to do. While that's happening, let's go here. Let's go KAPV, Apple Valley, enter. Alright. Almost to the red line there. And look, we got our fuel back. Okay. Now let's see how quick that came up. See how quick that came up. Which is the way it's supposed to do. Now this is going to continue to come on the rise. We can go ahead, as we get a little closer to the next tick mark, go ahead and get ready to start this next engine. Fuel pumps on. Alright, we're going to monitor oil pressure. Good thing we caught that engine stuff, though. It was looking real shaky, but we were able to have enough power to set her down, so that was a good thing. Okay, left engine looks up, pressures look good. Temp is topping out right in the green, so we got to look at those temps. Alright, let's let those finish coming up. Let's do our lamp test once again, because if the lamps malfunction, we're gonna have a big problem. So tested lamps. All lamps look good there. Get those back open. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. And we've got AFCS1 on both sides. That's going to be here. Okay, we get that to both. Alright, let's start getting our systems back on here. Boom, boom. We want to go TARA. We are VF air traffic, so this is our transponder. And really, we only need to worry about this guy here. So let's get 122.8 in there once again. We want it on FM. We want it on transmit receive. And let's make sure we might have been logged out. There we go. Alright. So we're doing good there, fam bammers. That radio on as well. And we're pretty much good to go. We'll double check our tie down. There goes the old rusty dusty Humvee. Alright, let us add K-Riv. Enter that. And now you can see we need to turn out the south there. Alright, this will just be the map, meaning it's north facing. Alright, let's get back in the sky, mates. Alright, y'all, so we might have to go back past Victorville again, but we were right there anyway, so no big deal. There's the wind fans. So we know we cooking with Crisco now, y'all. Alright, y'all, so we should 100% be back on course. Let's also get our navigation. Crack-a-lackin'. Alright, guys, so we're doing good. We're back over the I-15 here. Alright, y'all, so don't worry, the stream is only at 1 hour and 47 minutes, so we still got some stuff to accomplish. I wanted to give us a nice little ride down the Cajon Pass. We were almost there. We had an engine malfunction ×2. We got her set down. Back on course over the I-15. So again, once we get down to Mark's Reserve Base, we are 100% going to maybe do we'll switch over to the missions there. I just want to bring you guys down to Cajon Pass, show you how fun it is. So we're still in the high desert, departing Victorville. We had a malfunction on the helicopter, but we were able to save it, which is a good thing. Got to think quick, man. Roll trim on this thing. She likes to roll to the right. And if you can see, look at that speed. We're about right at 150. Alright, now we're getting close to that Cajon Pass, y'all. See if we can get ourselves a little lower to the ground here. Got the helicopter a little bit better trimmed out. Gotta watch speeds, man. Here we go. What's everybody doing for Father's Day? Fathers out there, happy Father's Day to you guys. It is Father's Day tomorrow, so potentially I could be streaming. That's the one holiday where you might be able to get to do what you want to do as a pappy. Alright, we got good speed. So guys, we're getting ready to go from the high desert, departing Victorville. Let's check on all our engine parameters. Nothing looks out of ordinary. Oil pressures look good. Alright. Gotta get us down before we run a couple other missions here. Sling load us a helicopter, man. Alright, so this Cajon Pass, if you guys have ever driven it, departing California or heading northbound, not so much fun. You're basically burning a lot of gas on your ascent up to the high desert. But now we're going to go down to the lower LA basin, and we're going down the Cajon Pass, you guys. So this ought to be fun. All right, let's get our hands on this collective, relax the hands here, and let's get ready to fly, boys. Here we go. This is the fun part, y'all. So we're just going to mirror the southbound traffic. You guys know what time it is. Definitely fun, boys. Alright, y'all. We're doing good, man. Very rewarding to fly this Cajon Pass like this. Haven't done it a million times in a vehicle. It's much funner in a helicopter. On a good visible day, of course. So we're also not too far from Ontario Mills Airport. I'll show you where the turnoff for that is. Good old Cajon Pass. Also, off to the left, there's a lake. I believe it's Silverwood Lake. It's off in the mountains. There's also going to be some train tracks off there to the right. Alright, almost out of the pass here, folks. The highway's going to split to the right. It'll be the 15. We're going to stay straight on the 215. Excuse me. Okay, here the big turnoff is coming. Okay, here's where the highway splits. We're going to stay to the left. And then we're going to be going past San Bernardino, Rialto, into Riverside and Moreno Valley. Okay, off to the right there, that's where the 15-215 split. Off to the right there is the 15. That'll take you to Rancho Cucamonga, as well as Ontario, where you'll find Ontario Mills Mall and the Ontario International Airport. You'll start intersecting with highways I-10 and Highway 60. right now we're over the 215. Off to the left here is going to be the Cal State San Bernardino campus. And if you look at our course bearing director, now that I'm done with the shenanigans of flying over the highway, we're going to automatically be directed right back to the area we should be. Alright, so sorry about that little delay. We would have been here without our little engine mishap, but it's simulation, so at least we had a simulated in-flight failure. Okay, so we're over I-215, folks. We are technically in the Inland Empire, which for any of us Californians, we know that's a big SoCal thing. It's not LA or San Diego. Inland Empire essentially is all of the small municipalities: Riverside, Corona, Temecula, Lake Elsinore, Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, Paris, Moreno Valley, even Palm Springs, and all that is still considered Inland Empire as well. We're in San Bernardino County, but we will be transitioning into Riverside County. Off to the left over there is going to be San Bernardino. Rialto, off here to the right. You've also got Fontana. And just over those mountains will be our destination. So we are not far at all. If you look here, we've only got about 16 to go. And then we'll start running some missions, y'all. Now the good thing about the helicopter is we don't need to take the 215 all the way to the 60. We're going to cut off the mountains. But essentially what would happen is you'd stay on the 215 around those mountains and come around to the left and then be picking up the 215 to 60. We're going to literally cut right through those mountains. Matter of fact, let's fly over Moreno Valley. On the top of the mountain, it has an M. Now I call it Moreno Valley. I have always, but it's technically actually pronounced Moreno. I don't know who came up with that, but the word is moreno, man. La palabra moreno es una palabra español. Alright, so I could technically fly right over these mountains. Captain Will's in the house, man. What's good, fam bammers? Before we touch down, that's what we'll do. So let's go over the mountains, but we'll find the M and we'll fly around the M, and I'll show you guys what the M is. So let's get on our flight path here. Looking forward to flying with you, Will, man. Hey, Will, you going to the expo? I'll be there, fam bammers. Alright, let's get on course here. As soon as we come over these mountains, we're there. Hey, we'll be seeing you there, Will. A couple more days, homie. I'm excited. I am excited, fam bammers. We're going to be getting together. We're going to be down like 4 flats on a Cadillac, homie. Alright, y'all. We're going to snake through these mountains, but then we're going to bust a right turn Let's get rid of this map for some visuals here. Facts, yes sir. Yes sir. So guys, we're now going to be entering Moreno Valley, California. And we are going to be landing at March Reserve Air Base. Now, March Reserve Air Base, 2 years ago I owned a house down here. My wife and I built a house in a place called Paris, California. We since sold it and moved up to the Central Valley. But March Reserve Air Base was the place where they brought all of those people infected with COVID initially from Wuhan, China. And they landed right here on this March Reserve Base. And I remember thinking, how lucky are we to have these diseases right next to us? Turned out it was here already and prevalent. So I used to live in this area for many years. Many years. I have my oldest daughter graduated high school from this area. I mean, all the kids went to school over here, so this is home. Alright, as we come around this mountain system here, let's slow the bird up. And on top of this mountain here on the front side, there'll be an M for Moreno Valley, and you can see it from the highway. It's kind of like one of our cool little things to look at when you're coming into Moreno Valley. It'll be on, there it is right there. You can see the M on top of the mountain. Let's go by it. There it is. You can see that M up there. There's the big M, Moreno Valley. So that's what we see in real life, and of course there's the base there. The air base is over there. So there's the M. Now we can turn back on course and bring it in for a nice little touchdown here in Moreno Valley, California. Alright, I do have the air base in sight. Landing light is on. And then we'll run some mission. Yeah, roger that, Will. Roger that. Vegas PD better be on high alert. Hey, baby. Not anymore. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good now. I'm not anymore, baby. Alright guys, we're on final approach to the ramp. Now, what you see in this area a lot is C-17 Globemasters, KC-130, and you also see commercial aircraft, cargo aircraft landing on this base because the government has a contract with them. There's a bunch of warehouses over here, Amazon, Whirlpool, a bunch of distributors, Skechers. They're all in this area. That's what these big buildings are over here. You could even see the Air Force Base PT track down there. It's where they do their PT. I've spent many times on this air base when I was in the Army. Alright, this is the I-60, or yeah, this is the 60 here, and the other highway over there, that would be the 215. Alright guys, we are on our approach. Then let's get in sling loading a few things here for practice before we get into one of the missions. I'll let you guys choose the missions. I haven't done any of them. Okay guys, final approach. We'll land on the yellow line here. get on that yellow line. Let's nullify that descent a little bit. And let's get right on the yellow line, fam bammers. Alright. Alright, we made it down. Let's take a look at our landing here. A little crooked, but on the line. We gotta do better. We gotta do better than that, man. Alright, let's get on here. We got our Humvee. We're about to let off. We'll do a quick sling load here, so we can get rid of the Humvee. Hey, happy Father's Day to you too, man. I appreciate you, fam bammers. I appreciate you. Happy Father's Day to everybody, man. Alright, y'all, so let's do our first UH-60 sling load here. Okay, we gotta now put the hook into the middle position. Okay, hook is in the middle position. And this one, it wants us really at a feet of 40 feet. Let's look and see where the helicopter's at. So we're going to be lifting this up, fams. Let's go out and take a look at this helicopter. So they don't have the blades on it. We're going to lift this Black Hawk up. All right, y'all ready? Let's lift this up. And this is just for training for some of the missions we're going to be doing. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's get some altitude first. Let's back up a little bit. So I can get a view of it. There we go. Let's tilt forward a little bit. Alright, let's get a little more altitude here. Slightly. Okay, and now let's keep about right here. Alright, let's get right into the kill zone here, if you will. We got good altitude. Let's get right over this thing. Small movements for the hover here. Alright, we gotta keep it here in this box. Okay, we're hooked. Whoa, I can feel the weight, boy. Ah, the line broke. The line broke. The line broke. Alright, let's try again. We had it. The line broke. That's why we're practicing this before we do a mission. I guess the helicopter even disappears. Alright, let's set it back down. Set it down. Let's try it again, fam bammers. I gotta be a little bit more steady when I pick her up. Okay, bird is down. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. Yeah, roger that. Okay, there goes the Black Hawk again. It's heavier, so what I moved the stick around too much, y'all. Alright, it's not the easiest here. Alright, up we go. Let's back up as we get some altitude. Okay, so we're reversing now. Ever so slightly. Okay, let's get our orientation now. Okay, there goes the helicopter there. We're just sliding over a little bit. I like to get it right in the front of me. Okay, there it is. drop a little bit here. Okay, about right here. A little more. Ah, I didn't stay in long enough. Alright, let's do a little bit of a go around here. You can get disoriented trying to... I didn't really have anything fixated to... Let's do a little go around here so I can come straight on. I can get a little bit more stable. Alright, go around is almost complete. Let's work on our altitude. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's try to keep a stable altitude here. A little bit higher. I'm telling you, this ain't the easiest. It ain't easy being cheesy. Alright. A little more altitude. I've seen this done while I was in the military. I never slung load a helicopter, but I did sling load a Humvee. As far as part of the crew doing it. On the ground, that is. Okay, altitude is good. Alright, I'm just trying to get myself a point of reference. Because once I get over the helicopter, all I have is the tarmac, and it's kind of hard to tell. So I just want to keep good altitude here. Stabilize that forward movement. Come on, baby. We ain't gonna give up. Oh man, we keep missing it. Let me retrim this thing a little bit. We're gonna get it, y'all, don't worry. I'm working too hard to keep her stable though. Seems like the Humvees I get really quick. The helicopters always give me a problem. Alright. We're gonna try it from this way. Could have something to do with the winds too. Because there are winds, whatever the real winds are, and I haven't been even getting a weather report, so I'm just flying around here. Okay, let's see if this is a better approach. Alright, I'm concentrating pretty deep here, folks. Arms up. Alright, we got her, boys. Alright, let's get a little higher before we celebrate. Stay stable. Alright, so we got altitude. Now you don't want to fly too fast or erratic with a load like this. Alright, so let's just keep it copacetic now. Manage that power. Alright, so this is sling loading a helicopter, folks. Now you can definitely tell the weight. When you get this, the flight dynamics and the flight envelope all change. So, what do you guys think, man? We're ready for a mission. Let's set this thing down where we found it, and let's get into a mission. Hey, what's going on? Ben, you're 97. What is up, my G? Alright, so let's set this thing down and get into a mission, y'all. Remember, you gotta make your turns even slower, because that thing is swinging at the bottom. Bingo, man, what's going on? What's good with you, fam? What is good with you, fam? Good to see you, Bingo, man. Hope all is well, fam bammers. Alright, we're about to be done with our turn here. Alright, using those rudder pedals right now. Let's go back and set her down. Little wind here. Let's throw in some power. About right there. Let's get another outside view. Woohoo! Look at that bad boy. Alright, let's get her down. I'm gonna be there with my oldest daughter, Captain Will, my 25-year-old, so yeah, we're planning she's gonna support me there, so I told baby girl if she wants to try other stuff, we can. Plus, we gonna get with the fellas, man, and figure out what we doing, Captain Will. So I'm just bringing my daughter, my expo access, and an open mind, my G. All right, let's set this thing down. Nice slow hover. All right, y'all. Let's nullify our forward speed, and we'll set it down here close to this yellow line here. Let's move up. I saw some ground vehicles. Let's slide over to these other yellow lines. So again, guys, if you're not familiar with flying helicopters, you're definitely using all of your multitasking skills with the rudder, collective, and the cyclic. Okay, I'm just making a nice slow descent here. Try to get that Black Hawk on the yellow line. Okay, it says it's been released. Yeah, that's crazy, Benga. You got some hours in there. Alright, let's spin around and see where this thing is at before we get into a mission. Oh man, we almost had it on the yellow line. It was close. And that's without any ground crew. That's not bad, y'all. Here, let's get out of the side window here. We got it touching the yellow line. Not bad. We got the old Black Hawk down. In a good way this time. We'll set down next to it. Whew, all right. There we go. There we go. All right. Get rid of this. And let's get the APU on. Let's shut the engines down. And then we'll get ready to pick which mission we want to get into. Wait for the APU to come up over here. Hook mid open. Okay, APU's on. So let's get the hook back to all. Let's transfer pumps off. Fuel off. Yeah, Benga, so those two blades, I'm glad you're asking about that. So this is a tandem rotor helicopter. The blades, they actually spin in the opposite direction to nullify the torque. That's why there's no tail rotor. And there's gearboxes. There's these gearboxes in each of these different rotor towers that they make sure that the rotors are synced and that they don't hit each other. So this helicopter's been around since the 60s. Obviously, this is the Delta model. Right, landing light off. And then we'll let those all the way nullify. We can get the ramp open. And we can also open the doors here. So guys, this is the last military helicopter that I flew on. I flew on this from Al Asad Air Base to Baghdad. So this is literally the last helicopter that I flew on before I got out the military, fam bammers. Alright, so while the blades are stopping, let's come here and let's pick a mission together. So let's get rid of this for now. Alright, so let's get a vote, guys. There's about 7 of you in here right now actively checking it out. Let me turn these tunes down a slight smidge. Alright. Let's see here. Excuse me. Alright, so we've got some missions here. We've got some firefighting missions. This bird also has a water scoop that we could use. I've never used it, so probably stay away from the firefighting thing. We got some rescue missions. We got Alaska roadside mission here. Fortunately, workers suffered minor injuries. State troopers. Treacherous terrain makes traditional wreckage. Ooh, that's a 75-minute mission. Now, we good on that one. We got Operation Horns call. This is 35 minutes. Independence-class ship serving Operation Horns. International mission to ensure maritime security and combat piracy. Need of supplies. Load the cargo nets to your aircraft. Okay, that's the hoist missions. Embassy evacuation. Let's try this one. We got a squadron stationed at Camp Resilience Army Base in Jordan is preparing for a military exercise simulating the rescue of trapped personnel from a mock-up embassy at Camp Resilience. Okay, we got that one. That's 25. Kuwait training exercise. That's 50 minutes. We won't do that. And Queen Elizabeth is 45. So let's choose between this UAV delivery. Land on port, load. Okay, so do you guys want a hoist mission or do you guys want the military exercise mission? Let me give y'all 10 seconds. You guys say which one you want, otherwise I'll just pick one. Let's see, the hoist mission, we got this one. We're supposed to load cargo nets on your aircraft. Take off from that airfield, head towards waypoint Casal, use the handheld GPS to enter the flight plan. Upon reaching the call, visually search the area for Independence class ship, approach the ship and hover above the deck to release the cargo. So there's one. Okay, this is 35 to 40 minutes. Let's do a military exercise first. Let's do embassy evacuation. Let's launch it. Alright, we are loading the mission. It always says this. Let's give it a few seconds here. She'll usually load up nicely. Give it some time to load. Let's get some hydration, man. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Like Captain Will said, for those of you that are already at a certain time zone, happy Father's Day to you. Pretty sure you chillins appreciate you. See how long this takes. I've done it before and it didn't take too long, so hopefully this doesn't go an exorbitant amount of time. Not, we'll just go back to the main menu. Alright, it's taking kind of long. What y'all think? Let's put y'all right here really quick and let me... Okay. Still loading. Shouldn't take this long, that's for sure. Problem is I have crash and stress detection on. It wants you to turn it off in order to load the mission, so alright. See if I can get the task manager cracking here. just close it down. I'll restart Microsoft Flight Simulator now, man. And till then, just enjoy it. We'll run this mission, y'all, and then we're probably going to call for the evening. So let me reboot it back up, and we'll rerun the mission. I'll just load up somewhere, and we'll make it happen.
Even when you feel
Alright, you guys, it's continuing to load. Just a few more seconds and we'll get into one of those missions as promised, man. Thanks for riding along with your boy. Happy Father's Day weekend, and happy Father's Day to all the papas out there, man. Big up to y'all. Tried to do it again here. Get in there. Let's give it a few more minutes and see if this thing wants to act right, man. Let us see if it wants to act right. Come on, man. It never gave me a problem before doing it without the crash detection on there, so. Man, I'm really trying to run a mission for you guys, man, because I'm a nice guy. I mean, last time it got me right in there. It was no problem. I didn't change anything, so hopefully. I'm just going to be patient here. Give it a minute. Says if the screen freezes. Technically, the screen isn't frozen. So yeah, this mod here too, guys, you can have a water bucket doing fire ops, and what you see right here in this screen here is that water bucket. You can put it on, go down into a deep enough body of water, because if it's too shallow, it won't work. You grab the water or scoop it up, go over, and then there's a command that you do to dump the water over the burning area, the target area. There's also the cargo net with cargo loaded in it, slung load. So you, I guess one of the missions, you go and hover over the target area, and then you release the load. I don't know if this is going to work, man. Trying to be a patient man is not doing me too good. Yeah, I don't think it would take this long. And when you're in this screen, escape, nothing works. Yeah. Alright, so back into this screen we go. Flight simulator tripping. This time I am going to go in and turn crash detection off. That's the problem. For my realism, I always got to have the crash detection on. Y'all know how I do it. Just a few more moments, reloading again, and then we're gonna get into one of these missions, and I'll go back and turn the crash detection back on once we're loaded in. here we are. Let's see, I believe we need to be... It won't even let me. Well, let's see. No, I don't want to switch to legacy flight model at all. Let's see, where would I get the crash detection turned off? Let's go back. We're gonna cancel. So we were on modern, weren't we? Let's see, go back. Discard. We don't want any of that. We don't make no changes, man. All right, let us load up in Ontario. We load into the helicopter and then turn around and okay, ready to fly. We don't need any GSX. I wonder if we can get to any of the crash detection stuff here. I don't think we can. Okay, let's go to general options now that the bird is loaded in. Camera. Not going to be here. Traffic, maybe? I would assume in traffic type. Show traffic, airport life, land. Show multi-pair aircraft. Use generic. I don't even know where the crash detection on and off is at. Data, we don't need that. Flight model, crash realism 100%. It's saying crash detection. Alright, well, let's give it one more go here, guys, and see if we can get this thing to work. Let's see. I'm going to do the mission that didn't cause a crash detection. Let me try something here. Let's go back to flight model. It says modern. Switching flight model will affect the realistic behavior of the flight. See, I don't want to do all that. Let me see. Let's put yes. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so this has got to be it here. Crash realism. So let's switch this. Now, if this doesn't work, let's see. What's this? It's custom, FSX, intermediate, realistic. Okay. Okay, crash realism. All right, apply and save. Go back. Resume. Go to the mission. Let's do the hoist mission. So this one, no. We're going to do this one here. Alright. Made that noise again, so I turned it off, man. I don't tell y'all. I don't tell y'all, man. I think this might be the end of the stream, fam bammers. Because I did it a couple times and it worked. It just doesn't want to work today. Your crash and stress detection are turned off. Well, we turned them off. Let's see. I'm just going to give it. It made that noise again, though, as if it was crashing. Which I don't like. And we're back here yet again in the same screen here, man. So look, I appreciate you guys riding on board. I think I'm in the stream here. It's making this father a little bit anxious. I want to say big up to everyone. I appreciate y'all riding on board. We should be back again streaming tomorrow. And try to get a flight in maybe tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. We'll see. So we can get a little bit more content out there before we hit the expo. Other than that, man, I appreciate everybody riding on board. Big up to my lovely wife and kids. I'm gonna let this thing keep doing it while I do my shots out. You never know, it might work. Coffee of Sorts was in the house, man, along with Agent Pazy. Retired firefighter, big up to you, my G. Andy Black was in the house, big up to you. Zato Flies checked in. Digital Merc was in the house, man. Good seeing you again here, Merc. Appreciate you. We also had the Terrible Guitarist was in the house, man. Big up to you. My boy Scott V was in the house. He actually used to work on Chinooks and got a tattoo. We also had my boy Greg Hill checked in. Big up to you, Greg, man. Looking forward to seeing you soon, my G, at the expo. My man Captain Will was in the house all the way from the O to the high to the O. Big up, Will. We'll see you there. We had Bane Rue 97 was in the house, man. Big up to you. Bingo Mitch was in the house as well. And I appreciate each and everyone for riding on board. I'm gonna get up out of here. This stuff is not working correctly, so I think that's a good sign here. Now I gotta reload the sim and put my realism stuff back on, man. We'll get it next time, y'all. I'll load it in before we do it, and we'll do another Chinook tour again. Until then, big up to each and every one of you. God bless. Again, happy Father's Day, and we'll see y'all for sure on the flip side. I'm gone.